been dating
All
in
right, Jack.
secret for almost 8 years.
Dating in secret for 8 years. What? All right, look. Let's log in.
What makes the case of
Hi,
Jennifer
YouTube.
Pan unique among others in the true crime genre is the overabundance of raw footage freely available in the public domain. There is over 11 hours of material that not only recounts her entire life in meticulous detail, but gives us considerable insight into her psychopathological state. Jennifer herself will narrate her own story in this video, which is the reason the following lead-up segment will be condensed, as a brief outline is all that is needed before delving into the extraordinary mind of this individual. Jennifer was born in Markham, Ontario, where she was raised with her older brother in a middle-class household.
Is the video
Her
loud enough, Jack?
parents, Beek and Han, were originally from Vietnam, and their method of parenting was strict. Very strict.
Okay.
What some might even class as authoritarian. Success and achievement from their children were seen as outright obligations, whether it be in academics or extracurricular activity. And some might argue these expectations took precedence over the well-being of the children themselves. Jennifer initially took the imposed pressure in her stride and put everything she had into figure skating. She had exceptional talent and at one point was expected to compete in the Winter Olympics. But she suffered a serious knee injury at the age of 14 and was told she could no longer compete. Her dreams were cut short, but of more concern was that her parents' expectations now had to be met through the more traditional route of education. And the issue was that Jennifer wasn't anywhere near as academically gifted as she was athletic. She was averaging a C- when her parents wanted straight A's. So rather than communicate with them, she decided to meet their expectations under false pretenses and began faking her test results. This led to her faking her end-of-year report cards, which eventually led to her faking a high school diploma, and then a university acceptance letter to study pharmacology.
How do you fake all of that?
Of her parents, Jennifer was on her way to a noble and well-paid career in medical health care. When in reality, she was a high school dropout living with her drug dealer boyfriend, whom she had been dating in secret for almost 8 years.
Bro,
she was eventually found out in 2010 when her parents discovered she had been living a double life, and was then given an ultimatum. At 24 years old, she had to choose between one of two options. Option one was that she had to live at home under a strict regime, cease all contact with her boyfriend, and only leave the house to go back to school and pursue an education. Option two was that she could do whatever she wanted, but she would then be disowned from her family. She could never return home, and all financial support would cease immediately. Jennifer evidently decided neither option would suffice, so she created option number 3. She had her boyfriend arrange a mock home invasion, where 3 of his acquaintances would enter the Pan household and stage a robbery gone wrong. The 2 instructions were to first ransack the home and then murder the parents. The planned date was Monday the 8th of November, with the scheduled time being roughly 11 p.m. Jennifer would unlock the front door, and 3 figures were caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera entering the home at 11:05. They were then seen running out just under 18 minutes later. It was at that exact time 911 received a call from the same household.
Bro, wow, bro. Yo. Nah, she's sick, bruh.
Beek Pan was shot twice, once in the neck and once in the head.
Yo.
She was killed immediately. The father, Han, was also shot twice, once in the shoulder and once in the face. He astonishingly survived and was put into an induced coma once he arrived at the hospital. Jennifer was taken to the same hospital as a precaution, but was soon cleared of injury. She sat by her father's bedside for roughly 3 hours before she was taken to the Markham police station to give a statement as a witness.
I want to go through a form with you. It may seem kind of, why you're doing this, but this is it's like you're swearing to tell the truth about what you're going to talk to me about, and it's also going to explain to you the penalties for not telling the truth. I don't expect you to help me, but For a homicide investigation, anyone who's very close to the investigation, we do this with. Okay? So this isn't suspecting that you're not going to tell the truth. This is more of a feature that you understand the importance of telling the complete truth.
Jennifer is not a suspect at this moment.
I be lying.
She is
I'm
only
playing.
giving a voluntary statement under oath. She has not read her right to silence, but instead informed of her rights as a witness. She is basically told that fabricating evidence with the intent to mislead is an offense. After reading the notification off paper, the detective gives Jennifer a more human explanation of the instruction.
What I've
Okay.
just explained to you is you're here voluntarily to
Yeah.
help us. That you don't have to talk to us if
Then
you
my
don't want
shoulder
to, but
just
the
gave
importance
out.
of talking
Yikes.
to us, and if you're talking to us, the importance of telling the truth. And if you don't tell the truth, there's criminal consequences for not telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's all that stuff had to deal with. Okay?
The investigator then leaves to get the commissioner of oaths,
What's up,
which
Los?
is for the purpose of swearing in the witness, but he first brings in a box of Kleenex. This is universally recognized as getting startled, yet the official term in neurophysiology is the startle reflex via auditory
Okay.
stimulus. Hyperarousal from a traumatic event can often exaggerate this response in a manner similar to how Jennifer reacted to the sound of the door.
Are you serious? Headphones tripping.
Hello, my name is Andrew Spiro. I'm a Commissioner of Oaths with York Regional Police. I'm here so you can give a truthful statement either by solemn affirmation or swearing on the Bible. Which do you prefer?
Swear on the Bible.
Okay, just put your hand on the Bible.
What's up, Easy? How you doing, bro?
Do you, Jennifer Pan, swear that the evidence you shall give on this investigation shall be the truth, the whole truth, and
What we
nothing but the
watching?
truth,
Bro,
so
this
help
girl
you
set
God?
up her parents and got them killed.
Once Jennifer is sworn in, the lead investigator returns to collect the statement.
Now I want you to sort of take yourself back to earlier on today, yesterday, meaning the 8th of November, and tell me about your day.
One of them? Oh, wait, both of them
You
didn't
start
die?
at any
Both of them
point in
didn't die?
time, wherever you feel comfortable, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay?
Yesterday, probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30. My mother, she woke me up and she told me that she was going to visit my grandfather.
Throughout the day, Jennifer explains that she practiced piano, studied piano history, talked on the phone with her friends, and had dinner with her parents. Her mother left for line dancing at 8 p.m. and returned home at about 9:30, at which time Jennifer was
dad's
alone
paralyzed?
in her room watching TV, ready to go
What's
to
up,
sleep.
Cam?
And then suddenly I just heard my mom calling for my dad to come down. And that's when I lowered the volume on my TV and I could hear the voices weren't any voices I was very familiar with. And so I was scared and I couldn't move. I just sat in my room for a while. And then I thought I heard them all leave the top floor, and I peered out of my bedroom door. And a guy was there and he came at me and had string in his hands and tied my arms back and said, "I have a gun behind your back. Do what I say. If you do what I say, then no one will get hurt. Where is the money? Show me where your money is." My mom kept trying to get up and they kept telling her, "Sit down." And so I didn't want her to get hurt, so I told her, "Mom, sit down." They were trying to find her wallet, but her English isn't good, so she kept saying purse. They kept pushing her down onto the chair.
Okay. Take your time. Take your time.
So do we know she's lying? Yes.
All this is very
Yes, bro.
important, so
Yes,
take
she's lying.
Jennifer's nonverbal
Bro,
communication up to this point has
She
been
literally faked her high school diploma. She faked getting like a college acceptance letter because her parents are like super strict about this stuff. So she faked all of that and set up her family's getting her mom and dad to get murdered, bruh. Like what? She set it all up, bruh.
and the reflection of her mother's last moments seems to push her over the edge. It could be assumed the detective still considers Jennifer a victim at this moment, but in the next moment, he will start becoming suspicious.
They kept all the lights off on the main floor. The only time there was light was when they opened the fridge door to see if they could find where my mom's purse was.
Take yourself back to a moment in your life when you have been overwhelmingly upset about something, and at the same time were trying to explain to someone why you were upset. You wouldn't quietly and reservedly convey the events. You would likely blurt them out in a forceful and disordered manner. Your sole focus would be on processing your thoughts and conveying them into speech. The emotional turbulence of severe hysteria and grief makes it very difficult
Right,
to
a
convey
person in the
thought
fridge?
into
I'm like,
actual
what?
dialogue, and the simple wording of a sentence becomes very challenging. Jennifer seems to be more concentrated on how she's being perceived, yet finds her words easily and executes her sentences perfectly.
One of the gentlemen asked my father if he had money in his wallet. And
She
where
calls
his
them
wallet
gentlemen?
was. So they
What?
took me, because I was next to the
What?
stairwell.
You call the people that just murdered your parents gentlemen?
Well, they took me up the stairs to show them where my father's wallet was, but I didn't know. They had turned the room upside down. I didn't know his parents were at the time.
Yo.
The intruders retrieve $1,100.
What do
from the
you want
master
me to
bedroom,
call
and
you,
then
bro?
tie Jennifer to
Ari?
the upstairs banister.
Next thing
Appreciate
I know,
that follow. Welcome to
I heard my
HBC. How you
parents
doing, bro?
coming downstairs, and my mom
Humble
was
Bruce.
asking them for me to come with them.
It's
They
good,
wouldn't
bro.
let me come with them.
Ari, I got you.
After they said, the last things I heard them say was, you lied to us, you lied to us. And then I heard 2 pops. My mom screamed. I yelled out for her. And a couple more pops.
That man Chris just got surgery, bro. Prayers for Chris, bro. AMP Chris, by the way. Pray for him, bro.
Take your time.
OB, you know?
Take your time.
And I think I heard my mom say or moan or something, and then they did one more before they left, and then one of the guys said, we have to go now, it's been too long.
What did you just say to
still
me?
look fucking edible, Bruce. Can I like Eugenix OUWEEE?
Yo, I'm so dead, Mello. Thank you for that tier 3 resub, bro. How you been, yo? You been going crazy on Twitch. I've been seeing you been killing it. You've been killing it. I appreciate you.
Once they were out the door,
Been going crazy.
I heard my dad go up the stairs, and at that point,
Appreciate
Jennifer
you.
has clearly gotten her story straight beforehand, yet in the next moment appears to realize how
Yo, you're
unusual
stupid.
it is that she was able to make a phone call when her hands were tied behind her back to a banister. She hesitates, stutters, and even looks to the detective for approval twice before she quickly moves on.
I had my phone on me, behind me, that I had hidden there that they didn't know about. So, I had my phone in my
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
on me,
did she
behind
do
me.
that? Like, what?
that I had hidden there that they didn't know about. So when I thought that they had heard them all leave and my dad ran up the stairs, I whipped up the phone and I called 911.
How did you do that with your hands tied behind your
But
back?
I still hadn't heard anything from my mom, and all I could hear was my dad running on the street, just moaning and making sounds.
The detective then breaks the event down into components and has Jennifer go through each moment in more detail. The first of which is the appearance of the intruders. Jennifer now describes the one who appeared to be in charge.
The only thing I can remember was he had dreadlocks.
He had dreadlocks. So can you describe his race to me?
He was black.
Was his head covered? Was his face covered? Do you remember anything about that?
Just that his dreadlocks were kind of flopping all over the place. I couldn't really see his face, and they kept the lights dark as much as possible.
Did he have a gun?
Yes.
Did you see the gun?
I only saw the top part of the gun.
What did it look like?
Kind of, it was black.
Yeah. Do you know where the other guys involved in this are?
I know one stayed with my parents downstairs.
Okay.
The other one, I'm not, at that point in time, I
You capping? No
was
cap.
more focused on him, he was seeing me and he was coming
How you
after
set up
me.
a murder
So
but
you're
not
saying
able to run
there's
from
three
home?
for sure.
Nah, she tried to make it seem like she was just a part of you know what I'm saying? Like she was trying to get, I don't know. it's like if she would have ran away, it would have looked way more suspicious than her being at the scene, and she was supposed to be there too, getting like, you know what I'm saying?
That's all you saw. A total of 3 at one time. You saw 3 people.
I love the
together.
disco rolls.
When
Thank
I
you.
went downstairs, I
Okay.
saw 3 shadows.
She details the appearances of the other 2 assailants, whom she asserts were also
Thank you,
black
twin.
males. The detective then brings her back to the one in charge.
Now the first guy who spoke to you, what kind of did he have any accent?
Oh,
No,
you mean
it's
like in
Jamaican.
general?
Was
Oh,
it
yeah, I
clear
don't know.
English?
I'm not gonna lie.
English,
Unbroken.
I really don't know.
unbroken.
No accent.
From
Nah,
the
you're
terms he
spitting though,
used, I
Cam.
didn't get to
You're
pick up
spitting.
an accent, no. He used
So-
short phrases.
What's up, big man? How you doing, bro?
He sounded Canadian.
I would say, yes, he was born here.
He was born here.
She asserts that the second intruder didn't speak, while the third had a Caribbean accent. She then goes on to say she was taken downstairs for a brief moment and saw her parents under guard in the living room. Her father was asked where his wallet was, and he told them it was in the master bedroom. Jennifer was then taken back upstairs alone with 2 of the assailants to help them find it. They don't find the wallet, but instead retrieve a pile of cash from inside the nightstand.
Mello, you're a
Jennifer
W
was
streamer.
then
What are you
tied
talking
to the
about?
upstairs banister and left alone.
I'm just
as
a
the intruders went
streamer,
back
you know?
down.
And the next thing I can hear are them telling my parents to move to the basement.
Okay.
And I'm asking them, why, where are you going? And my mom's yelling to me, I want my daughter. Why can't my daughter come too? I want my daughter.
Jennifer
That's
then
like, how does
hears
she
one of
know
the
all this,
intruders
bro?
yell, "You lied to us."
Who do you hear yelling "You lied to us" or to that
Number
extent?
3.
Number 3.
I'm assuming it's to my father. Because he was the one asking for the wallet.
Now you hear this commotion
Like
downstairs.
in
You
a
said
moment like
you
this,
heard
like how do you
2
just remember
pops,
all of this, bro? You're so in the moment, like.
And you heard who scream? Your mom. And what was she screaming? Do you remember?
Couldn't make it out. It
No?
was kind of like a cry yell, so it was just,
Okay.
they had made the first round, or pop, and they had said, okay, that's enough. Let's go.
Who said that? Whose voice is that?
Number 1.
Okay.
And then I heard one more
You're so
after that.
amazing. I
And
appreciate
they're
you,
like,
bro.
that's enough.
You
Let's
know what I'm
go.
saying? You capping, but I
Okay.
appreciate
And again,
you. Though.
that's number 1.
You know?
Yes.
So what do you hear next after you hear the scrambling? They're gone. Because you're hearing no more. I gather that's how you assume they're gone. is
I
'cause
see
you don't
recount
hear-
this whole
you hear
thing
your dad.
exactly, bro.
I reached for my phone at
Okay.
that point.
And you call 911. Okay. When your father
She had a
exits, you
fake
hear the
hake school
door
diploma,
open.
right? Yeah,
You
she
hear your
faked
dog,
it.
And then you
And then I
see.
can hear like the outside noises,
Okay.
like the wind
She had like
coming in, and I
she
just hear
had
that,
she had a fake high school diploma and faked the college acceptance letter. So then she went to her drug dealer boyfriend and lived with him because she was in a secret relationship with him for 8 years. That's crazy.
Thank you.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You think that he sustained some kind of injury?
Wait, I
because
think
you
she lived
can't-
with him.
you
I don't
can't
remember if she lived
understand
with him or
what
not.
he's
I don't remember. I don't think she did.
saying. Okay. What about can you hear your mom? Okay. Where does your dad go? Do you know where? You never see your dad again until
Did
we're at the
Nader do
hospital.
it? Nah, you wildin',
I think
Deja.
That's what you said, right?
Deja wildin'. I
I
ain't
saw
gonna
him when
lie.
he was on the gurney.
Is there any reason to suspect or anything that's happened in the recent
I bet.
weeks leading up that would have you guys be a target of some type of incident like this?
She
It
said
was
blood ain't thicker than.
straightforward, kind of almost routine.
Nah, you're stupid.
Whenever Jennifer smiles, it takes her a couple seconds to realize she's not exhibiting the correct behavior, and
She
she then
smiles?
snaps back into her solemn stare. The two looks are so diametrically opposed
What?
to each other that it becomes glaringly obvious she's forcing one of the emotions.
What, in your opinion, would cause people to
Oh,
target
what?
your house to think there was a large quantity of money?
I'm not sure.
Now, you say your mom drives a Lexus.
It could be because of the aesthetics, yes.
What about your dad?
He drives a Mercedes and he loves that baby.
Is that right?
And you're
The
smiling.
questions end here, and the
What?
detective leaves the room for half an hour to double-check if he needs any more information. After 15 minutes of Jennifer waiting alone, we're gifted with another performance of the startle reflex, only this time it's slightly less convincing. If investigators were certain of Jennifer's innocence, this would have been the first and last time she would have been questioned in such a manner. Police are extremely careful in how they involve victims in investigations as to not cause further unnecessary trauma. But on this particular occasion, it would come as no surprise that Jennifer's psychological well-being was of less concern. She was officially still a victim and witness, but unofficially a leading suspect. She was called back in to give another statement just 2 days later at 9 a.m. She was told the reason was to collect more details, but you'll notice that the line of questioning and the answers they attain have little to no use for anything outside of Jennifer's culpability. The actual reason for this second statement is to collect further information to use against her at a later stage. In this interview alone,
her dad
they
isn't dead.
start
It's
the
paralyzed.
process of cross-examination
Still terrible,
and
though.
start to catch her out in previous lies. Jennifer is still a witness at this moment, and the exchange is void of any direct confrontation. Yet she is still put under a modest amount of pressure, and the holes in her story start to become ever more apparent.
Wow, so imagine telling a lie,
Take
going
that
back
first
the next
interview
day,
that we
and you
had,
just tell a whole
which was,
different
you
story.
know, hours
Imagine.
after what
That's
had
crazy.
transpired. Put it aside.
What's up, Ronnie?
It's almost like we've never spoken before. Okay, so we're starting afresh.
Yo, tell a
We're
whole
starting from
different
new.
story,
That way
bro.
you're not
That's
gonna
crazy.
Say, I think I already told him that. Don't worry about what you've already told me.
Do you, Jennifer Penn, swear or declare that the evidence that you give in this investigation
And she's
shall be
swearing
the truth,
on
the whole truth, and nothing but
The
the truth, so
God
help
that
you
she's
God?
telling the truth. Crazy, bro.
We're going to see if
Crazy.
you've learned or if you've remembered anything else. And there's some questions with respect to that statement that I'm going to ask you about. Okay, but I'm going to let you start again, and let's move forward from any time in that day where you want to start. If it's the time you woke up or if it's the time that your first interaction, it's your choice.
Okay, I'm very nervous, and I
Why are
don't
you?
remember
Let's.
the morning.
Why are you nervous? Tell me about why you're nervous.
because I don't want to say the wrong things.
So
Because that day was a lot,
you're right.
and I've been scattered, and so bits and pieces are here, and some pieces aren't here, and I'm just.
So I want you to sit back in your chair. Okay, just sit back in your chair. Take a deep breath. Okay, close your eyes. Just follow my line. Just sit back in the chair for a second. Sit back.
Rat, seen that.
Relax is the best you can. Close your eyes. And just breathe for a minute. Okay?
The most curious detail you've probably come to notice is this.
Yep,
It's
she
known as a
fidgeting like crazy,
self-pacifying
bro.
gesture. A person who does this is most often uncomfortable and sometimes fearful of what lies ahead.
I'm not gonna
It's a
lie, I do
coping
that a lot.
mechanism to dissipate stress and afford self-assurance.
My hands have been together this whole
What I
time.
can remember is when I woke up.
I like cracking my
I
fingers
had
though.
some
That's probably why.
breakfast.
She practices on the piano, studies piano history, plays games on her phone, and speaks with her friends on Facebook during the morning hours. Her mom leaves to visit her grandfather at around noon and returns at 3 p.m. to prepare dinner. Her father comes home at around 4:30 from work, and dinner is served 1 hour later. Her mother
all finna
leaves
be
for line
professional
dancing at 7,
investigators?
then
Nah,
returns
facts.
at 9:30.
Take notes,
Jennifer at
twins.
this point is in bed talking with her friend on
Take
the phone,
notes.
and her father is in the computer room. She then hears her mother loudly call out to her father.
What is she saying?
She's calling him by his name and to come down.
Okay, so give us verbatim. What do you hear her saying?
In Vietnamese, she's like, Hanoi, xuống đây.
She's clearly aware that she has to appear mournful over the subject matter, and sensibly draws out this emotion at the correct moments. Yet what's fascinating is how she's unable to maintain this emotion when inquired over the same elements. In this very moment, she appears completely grief-stricken, but when the investigator inquires further, this supposed grief rapidly dissipates. It's extremely difficult to convincingly act out an emotion while evaluating a question. It requires two completely different parts of the brain, which is why most people can only do one of these things at a time. This
Okay,
is
that makes
exactly what
sense.
you see in the next moment,
That makes
and
sense.
continuously throughout this interview.
She about to go
What
from
does that
sad to
translate
thinking,
to?
and then get sad
It's
again.
my father's name, Han. Come down here.
Does she say
The whole
anything
thing
else
just
associated with
switched
that?
up. That's
With that?
crazy.
I can't hear clearly because like I was on the phone and the TV was on,
Sure.
but that's what I heard.
Is she yelling, or is it at normal?
It's a loud. She's not yelling, but it's a loud tone.
It's crazy because
She
I
then
was gonna
hangs up
take
the
psych.
phone with her friend
I
once
was
she
so
hears the
confident that I was
commotion.
gonna take
As I'm
psych,
hanging
bro.
up the phone with him, I hear footsteps going up the stairs.
Oh,
Okay.
so glad I didn't
But
do
they're
that.
not.
So glad.
They're heavier footsteps than
So glad.
what is to be
Everybody said it was
expected
just
from my
terrible.
parents.
Okay.
Jennifer hears unfamiliar voices, so she opens her door to investigate. She has spoken for 2 minutes up to this point.
Yo said she
without
got
being
a big
interrupted,
forehead.
and once
Chill,
again
chill,
manages
chill.
to build up her emotion to correlate with a supposedly terrifying event. Yet as soon as the detective interjects with a question, we once again see this emotion dissipate.
I peered
What's up,
out,
JL?
and there was a person in what would have been my brother's room.
And where's your brother's room located?
Just a little bit down the, like I could see from my doorway to his doorway, just
Okay.
a little bit down the hall.
Okay.
The first intruder then
Just
robs
switching
Jennifer
up,
at
bro.
gunpoint before taking her to the ground floor, where she then sees her parents sitting next to each other.
From where I was standing, my father was sitting on the right, and my mother was sitting on the left,
Sitting where?
on a couch, on our couch.
Sitting on the couch. Are they looking out towards you?
No, their backs are towards me.
Okay. And you're now on the ground level? Are you on the floor? Or on the
I'm
sitting on the
on the
stairs?
floor. I'm sitting on the floor.
All right, where are your hands?
They had tied my hands,
So let's
as
go-
I said.
Let's go back up to the stairs. Remember we said
Wait, they didn't tie her hands until she got upstairs, right?
Her emotional display in seeing her parents in distress
Right?
gradually faded after each interjection, but you'll now see it completely cease altogether once she realizes that she made her first mistake. Everything she had said up to this point correlated with her initial statement, but she had just forgot to mention that she was first tied up before being taken downstairs, and only brought it up when reminded by the detective.
Yeah,
Take
that's
the
what I
other
thought.
statement and whatever
That's
we
what I
said
thought.
before.
No, I said
Yeah.
it earlier.
She didn't say she was tied up earlier. She completely forgot to mention it and seems to be trying to convince the detective otherwise. It's a moment of slight panic, which becomes far more pronounced when you compare it to her supposed grief-stricken recollection 5 seconds earlier. The detective doesn't challenge this, as it can be used against her at a much later stage, and the main objective at this point is to collect as much conflicting information as possible.
This man
Okay, then
playing
we
chess while
let's
she's
get
playing
back to that
checkers,
area. I
bro.
think you might have touched on
Hello?
it. We went back into the description. So where do you get your hands tied and where does the string come from?
I'm not sure where the string comes from.
Shorty
he
playing
had the
tic
string.
tac toe.
Okay.
And after I gave him my money, that's when he tied my hands.
She is then taken downstairs where she sees her mother being interrogated by the second assailant over the whereabouts of the cash. According to her first statement, the second assailant never said a word the entire time.
He had pushed her back onto the couch, and she
Who
kept
pushed her?
number 2.
Okay.
He was pushing her back onto the couch, and she kept saying, "Where's my purse? Where's my purse?" And the guy kept telling her to sit down, and I didn't want my mom to get hurt.
Man. These fake tears is crazy,
How
bro.
many times does she get up and get pushed back down?
Crazy, bro.
I'd say she got up
Absolutely bonkers.
twice.
She been played like
Has number two
basketball, no
uttered a
cap.
word at this
Her
point in
boyfriend
time?
helped, right? I have no clue what he did. I'm not gonna lie
Can't
to
remember
you.
hearing him.
I think he's the one that got the 3 people to come, like, kill them or attempt to kill them.
So we're just correcting
Killed the
what you
mom.
said earlier
Tried to
because you
kill
said
the mom.
earlier that it was
Father.
number 2 who was asking where the purse is, what the purse is.
Yes?
Now
Oh,
you've
okay,
said
okay,
now
okay.
It's number 1.
Can y'all cry on
Guy
cue?
who would-
Yeah, I can cry anytime I want to. I ain't gonna lie. I learned that ability when I was young.
Sorry,
Actually,
it's just
I
No,
can
no.
cry whenever I
It's
want
all
to,
the
bro.
the purpose here is clarifying what you're saying. So number
I
1
just
is
don't want to.
number 1 is the one who's doing the talking about the purse.
Right now,
Number
I'm a
3
pass.
is focused on your
All you
dad.
gotta do is just think about something sad, bro.
Okay.
Jennifer continues to make contradictions and is forced to correct herself multiple
Well, that's
times
all I gotta
after
do.
she notices the puzzled gaze from the detective. He inquires over the appearance of assailant number 2, who is wearing
Yeah,
a
you
hoodie
cap.
according
I
to
put
the
on
first
God
statement.
on my
You
life.
get a good look at
my
number 2
life.
now of what he's wearing.
It's not that hard, bro.
All I could tell was he had a vest, and his face was like a long oval face.
He had a vest.
A long oval
No,
face.
hoodie.
Okay.
Dark hoodie.
I need my charger.
Did you see them recover anything inside your mom and
Yikes.
dad's room?
I did not see anything, no.
Are you sure? Because
Not gonna
when-
lie,
when
you
we
gonna have to
spoke the
prove it.
last time, there was
Alright.
some mention of some other money that went missing.
Cause that's crazy.
I believe when
may
they
not
were
be a
looking
lot.
for my father's wallet,
I
they
can
had
get like a tear.
opened the drawer.
I can't get about
And there
5.
was
I can get like
it
a
was
tear.
in an envelope
Wait, she got
What
caught?
drawer
Hold
would
on.
that have been in?
on my looking for my father's wallet.
There was some mention of some other money that went missing.
I believe when they were looking for my father's wallet, they had opened the drawer,
She fake crying like.
and there was it was in an envelope
What drawer would that have been in?
on my if you're in at the doorway where I was standing on the left side, the bedside table.
Whose side of the bed is it?
That's my mother's side of the bed.
Okay.
More than likely a total coincidence, yet she almost appears to be praying that she gave the correct response. Fortunately for her, she was correct on this occasion.
And approximately how much money?
I'm not sure how much she took out for our trip, but I can only estimate about a few $100s.
Few hundred, because at the time, the last time you
Or
told me, you were pretty adamant about
$1,100.
$1,100. So I'm curious to know how you came up with that number.
Facts, like what? I ain't gonna lie,
I
shorty, you
believe
caught
we
up.
were at the border.
You caught up.
We stopped at the duty free.
You caught up.
My mother was deciding whether to use her
It's
U.S.
GG's.
currency or
It's GG's.
her U.S. currency or her Canadian currency.
So it was at that time you remember hearing $1,100? And that's what, is that the inference you're saying? Is that, because you're pretty solid.
Phil, what's good,
$1,100
Phil?
that went missing, that was taken
There's a lot
Now
of
that you saw
captivity in the air.
when we spoke. And who took it? Who took possession of the money? It's all right.
The detective lets the contradiction slide once more. Jennifer is then brought to the moment where the intruders had just left and she is tied to the upstairs banister.
Let's come
Messi
back
Phil,
to now
appreciate that
you're
follow,
being
bro. Welcome to
taken the
HBC. How you doing,
banister
yo?
in the
I'm
upper
sorry,
room.
I don't
Don't
remember.
apologize, okay? I'm going to try and ask you questions to try and clarify points, okay? If you don't remember, you don't remember. Okay, so
Sherpa, what's going
there's no
on, yo?
apologizing. The only reason
How
you
you
would
doing, my
apologize
boy?
to me is if you've lied to me.
No.
Okay,
No, it's
so
I just
then in this case, then don't apologize to me. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to ask you questions to clarify points.
How y'all doing? How you doing?
You're now
It's
bound
like, nah.
to the railing. Can you show me? Can you stand up and turn around and tell me? Just show on the camera how your hands are bound and how you are against the railing. You don't have to sit down. I just need to see how you were.
She caught up.
tell you.
She's caught up.
The only reason
Wow.
I'm trying to, I need to
Wow,
do this.
shouldn't
is
you
that
wanna
I'm also
show
gonna
him?
ask you is that so take this back to from
Fell asleep in
take
back.
it out
What's
of
up,
a
Lucky?
traumatizing event, which it is, and put yourself into a more clinical position because I want to see how you could physically get your phone out of your waistband. We're obviously going to need to know that. It's very important. So traumatize away. Now put yourself into just a state of I need to mechanically show how I can get access to my phone. Okay, because that's obviously very relevant. We know you made a
Yeah,
phone
it's
call.
like, how did you do
But
that, bro?
Questions are going to obviously raise is that if my hands are bound and I'm against the railing, how do I talk to a 911 operator?
Cause it's like she's
Okay,
not even
so
on. He's not
clinical.
even.
This is now a clinical.
He's not even on. No,
demonstration.
it's okay. You can
Just stand
relax.
up.
You don't have to. No, show me how to do
Focus
it.
in
Show me
on
how you did it.
it.
Show me how you did it. Show me right now.
And I want you to stick that in your waistband as an example. Okay, so take your sweater off because this will be a very smooth, very quick thing. It's a one-time demonstration.
Bro,
I'm not going to ask
she-
you to repeat it.
The two critical parts of this demonstration are where Jennifer states she was tied and the movement of her arms as she takes her phone out of her pocket. The investigator is hoping the mechanics of the two
'Cause she talk
components
about
would be
some-
illogical and contradict
She
each
talk
other.
about
I
some.
tied
She did
my
it
upper
swift.
arm
She did it
Yes.
swift.
around the banister,
Yes.
but my hands were bound together.
So your hands bound together, and this is the arm that's the strings wrapped around against the banister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, how can you get to the phone? And how do you make the phone call?
Whether it be a stroke of luck or that Jennifer had prepared for this moment, this actually made sense.
Okay.
Had her arms gone left or
Okay.
the point of restraint been below the elbow, none of this would have been possible.
I was about to
It's
say.
perhaps the
I
single
was about to
moment
say,
when
yo, hold on, because low key, That kind of makes sense, and I'm kind of sick about
Her
that. I
statement
thought she was gonna look
somewhat
stupid.
beneficial to her defense. We know Jennifer
thought she was gonna look
tied up
stupid.
when police arrived, but the assumption was that she had her phone in her hands the entire time and wouldn't have had to retrieve it from her waistband. She can now argue that this portion of her testimony
It's
is
Spy
genuine.
Kids as fuck.
911. And do you talk down like that?
Yes, I'm yelling at the phone like this.
Cap,
And how can you hear?
Cap, you yelling,
I turned the volume on max.
and how
Yes.
could you hear?
So that's exactly the way that you're talking to her against the railing. Okay,
That's
good enough.
that's Cap.
Jennifer is then brought back
I
to
ain't
the
gonna lie,
moment
off
just
that
before
alone,
she
bro.
heard the gunshot.
Off that alone, all you gotta do is, you know what I'm saying? You can go back and re-listen to phone calls, can't you? You can do that, right? I'm pretty sure you can do that. Actually, no, you can't. I think you can only check to see when they called and like how long the conversation went on for. I don't remember.
Shots.
At this point, I
But if
started
you
hearing
can,
my
bro,
parents
all you
get
gotta
up.
do is literally go to the recording, see how like how she
moving.
sound, and
My
then
mom's yelling.
try it yourself.
Where's
It's
my
literally
daughter? I want my daughter.
that's all you gotta
Where's
do.
my daughter?
Yeah, you're right. 911 calls are recorded.
yelling,
Yeah,
"Mom,
so
I'm
like that's all
here."
you gotta do. It's GG. Shorty, it's been GG since
Kleenex.
the first 30 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, it's up for you, yo. It's up, bro.
Take a minute.
It's raps,
You'll
bro.
notice that she doesn't wipe her eyes or blow her nose, just buries her face in the tissue, which the detective later testified remained completely dry.
Wow, yo, tissue dry.
Okay.
What's up,
So we're now
downbeat
down in
official?
the
How you doing,
basement.
yo?
They're down in the. You know your parents are down in the basement.
I heard pop.
Didn't they show us in the
My
beginning?
mom.
Yeah, I forgot they did do that.
I heard her squeal.
Multiple pops occur thereafter
What's up,
before
bub?
she hears the intruders leave through the front
She
door.
Once
she
the door
she
closed, I
she
heard
set
them
up her
close.
parents
ran
like
up the
breaking
stairs, all
in
I
and
could hear was
attempted murder,
moaning.
something like that. You know what I'm saying? You set them niggas up.
Yeah. Once I heard him starting to
What is
move,
spitting
I
that shit to make it
went
wet?
home
On
and
me.
pulled out the phone and
On
I was
me.
trying to call 911.
This is untrue. She only realized her father was alive midway through the 911 call. And in that exact moment,
That's
you
when he
can
yelling.
actually hear genuine
when he
fear
started
in her
yelling.
voice compared to her fabricated panic the moment before.
People broke into our house and paid us all his money. And I came to my parents yelling downstairs. Okay, that's
We got 42 viewers. Yo, shout out to everybody in here. Yo, I appreciate you, yo.
Avenue Road. Yeah, you spell the
Avenue.
The final part of this statement
Okay,
is
she kinda was
collecting
yelling.
information to
My
set up the
fault.
main strategy for Jennifer's interrogation that will take place 10 days later. They go through Jennifer's past and gather intel to lay the foundation for what's known as the how and why solution,
Bro
which will
said
be
ad
explained in further
time.
detail.
Imagine I ran ads right now.
What I
That's
wanna do
evil,
now
bro.
is I
Why would
wanna
I do that while we're
go
watching this?
fast,
That's evil.
okay,
Yo, hell no.
and start talking about things that. have
I was
been
wrong. She was
going on.
yelling. Yeah, I was wrong too.
The detective
I thought
now
she- I
morphs
thought she
into a
wasn't.
therapist, and what's fascinating is how Jennifer doesn't once question the new line of inquisition. Many argue that it was the
Where's
first
my
time
charger,
Jennifer was
bro?
even asked about such matters, giving reason for her willingness to open up. This may have been the first time in her life she was able to process her frustrations and vent to someone who appeared to care. The first topic is her parents and the expectations
I am
and
not running
pressures she was
ads, bro.
under to succeed, which led
Appreciate
to her
that follow,
taking
bro.
her
Welcome to
grades and
HBC.
then
How
her
you doing,
college
yo?
degree as to not be a disappointment.
How did you feel about that? How did you feel about having to lie to your parents?
I felt guilty, but every time I tried to bring it up, there was just so much expectation.
I'm good. How you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, bro.
Did you have any resentment towards them for
Kind
this?
sir.
I chose what I chose, but in the end, I chose my family.
She just referred to the ultimatum she was given by her father. The choice to live at home and go back to school, or be completely cut off by her parents and live with her boyfriend. Information gathering on Jennifer's past goes on for roughly 2 hours and 20 minutes. The detective then ends the exchange by putting her under some pressure. It's not a direct confrontation, but it's by far the most uncomfortable position she's been in up to this point. The detective subtly switches back to the home invasion and how the intruders were able to gain access without breaking in.
Like you didn't hear
Exactly.
hear a doorbell.
They
You
just
didn't
came
hear
in.
A door knock. You didn't hear a door kicked in. You didn't.
I
hear,
said I was watching
No,
TV on the
but-
phone. I don't know how.
Yeah, I know. We went over that back and forth. We don't know how. So somehow they got into your house by getting through your mom down on the lower level, right? Because she's the only one who's down
She
there.
was the only one down there.
So It's very confusing. Generally, random events are not, in most cases, random. There's a rhyme or reason why they've come to your house. But from what you've told me inside the house, the only thing that you hear them saying to you is they're looking for money. They're not looking for a specific quantity of money?
No.
So you're telling me that you had no involvement in what happened, meaning not saying how the outcome came, but you had no involvement in.
I ain't gonna lie,
in
bro.
any type of
She should know
illegal
she's
activity that would've drawn you
she's fucked, bro.
or the
Once
attention
they
of you
ask
to
you,
have
so
bad
are you
people
sure you're
come
not
to
like
your
a part of
house
it? You should know, bro. It's
looking
GG,
for
bro.
large sums of
They
money.
on to you, gang. Come on, dog. You
You're
should
not
know it's
involved
GG,
in this
bro.
any which way. Because the question obviously stands, Jennifer, is you're upstairs and they're downstairs. Right? So it's
You said I would have
natural
fake passed out.
concern when why
Yo,
would they
nigga like
leave
me,
you alone?
man. If I lie,
Why
I'm
would they
doubling
not do the
down.
same to you?
No cap. Yo, if I lie, you gotta deny, bro. I learned that at a young age, bro. deny,
answer the
bro. And if they catch me your lie, double down. Don't matter.
He said
Double down.
cooperated.
Never give up on you. Yo.
The,
But I asked
No
him
cap.
not to take me.
the number
He said
one
no.
guy, the number one guy said you cooperated.
Roger taught me that. No cap.
Okay.
Deny.
Who's to say this whole thing isn't a lie?
Hell
That
no.
what you're telling me is a lie.
How old is she? I think she's
Because
like
if you are
my
lying,
age. I
it's
think
the most
18.
cold-blooded thing that
She's
I've
around
ever
that.
faced in
I know
my
that for
life.
sure. Because she graduated high school, so. She 24? God dang, you old. You killed your parents for all that? You 24? Ain't no way she. Nah, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
There is nothing that you've said to me today is a lie.
Cap.
Now, back to another
threw away
very
her life for
difficult
that dick.
question.
Yo,
But
imagine.
If I don't ask it, I'm gonna
Imagine
be,
Dick being
it's
so good,
obvious.
you killed your parents.
The resentment that you have.
That's crazy.
That you
I need my
may
charger, chat.
have had
Fuck, hold on, I'll be right
towards
back.
your
I'm gonna go
parents
grab
for
it.
the interference in your relationship.
I gotta hurry up, I don't
in
wanna miss
your life
nothing.
And essentially locking you down.
Nigga
in
said
your
me.
house.
Lucky, let me find out. What the
At
fuck?
the end of the day, I love my parents and I chose to be with them. And if I wanted to, I could have just left, but I didn't. I wanted to stay with them and take care of them.
So this wasn't some evil plot that you thought up to.
Oh my god, no.
No interaction, no belief, no. You didn't have anything to do with this thing at all whatsoever. You don't engage in illegal activity.
No.
Because you know that it'll be
Oh,
very
shit,
easy. It'll
goddamn.
be a very easy thing to discredit you on.
Me with
right?
the strap.
We're
Nigga,
in the
what?
process of trying to add credibility to what you tell us, and that's through the process of asking
Nigga like
people
me.
and doing whatever.
Ow.
Through that
Nigga like me
same
go take a
process,
flight.
It will be very easy to find the flaws in what you've said.
I'm gonna take a flight.
Which again then turns
My
the
YRG
focus
niggas
back
know what
to
I'm
you.
talking about. I'm gonna take a flight, nigga.
I don't.
It's a natural
like that.
progress. It's a natural thing that investigators do. We eliminate people, or we draw our attention to them. It's a natural thing. It's not brain surgery. Okay.
The detective leaves the room for 20 minutes to allow Jennifer to stew in her own thoughts before they end the statement. He comes back to add
What I
one
miss?
last bit of psychological pressure that he carefully
What-
disguises as
what the-
reassurance.
what did I miss?
Jennifer will leave terrified, but still believe the police are on her side.
Nothing.
Okay, we're-
Alright, for sure. I wish I could take a
we're
flight.
done.
You got to, bro.
How you feeling?
They let her marinate.
Did I? What did I scare you about? Sit down. Sit down and take a load off. Tell me how you're feeling, and how I scared you. I don't want you walking away from here thinking I'm evil. I want you to walking around from here thinking that this guy is helping investigate my mom's murder, and he's going to turn over every stone possible to make sure that we catch the people.
He
who did it.
aggressive as
That's
a-
what I
oh.
want you feeling. So I don't want you walking away from here.
She in
thinking
jail,
I'm-
in jail or dead? I have no clue.
I scared you. all
In
right.
jail till
I'm a bad
20,
man.
2040.
Sometimes we have to ask very, very difficult questions, but it's my job. Okay? You're our only link.
She in that mother for a minute.
Until your dad regains is back and being able to be spoken to. Right now, you're our only link to
Wait,
this
so
case.
did they?
Her
they
father had bullet
Never mind.
fragments lodged in his face that doctors couldn't remove, and
Yikes.
a shattered neck bone. At the time of this interview, the consensus was that if he did regain consciousness, he would be useless as a witness due to irreversible brain damage.
Jesus
So
Christ,
we
bro.
may rely on you heavily until we can speak to your father. Okay? So don't be afraid. If you've told the truth, the last thing you should be afraid of is anything. If you've told the truth and you've been truthful through this whole process, then you're helping. You're doing your part.
Yeah, I think so, Callie.
Okay? And don't be afraid.
I think. I don't know the
I'm
specific.
just afraid because, you know, like, I know everything is just all pointing negatively right now, and I don't understand why. I feel that, like, the way you're speaking to me, it's kind of like, I know you said that you had to say those things, but it's here, and I've already said it to the special victims yesterday, but there's, like, ideas in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to say it out loud. But
I know this is really off topic, but y'all know there's nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, right? Like,
is about speculation of what happened, or how it happened. Unfortunately, at
with
times
a
some of us
little
have to
bump
point the
and
finger,
grind.
seem like we're pointing the finger, and it really is just to provoke you to see what you're going to do, how you're going to respond. Okay? So, it's only a question, and it's been answered.
Deja, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Okay? You have nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing.
Are you okay?
Okay?
What the fuck you got going on,
Police
yo?
kept Jennifer under close observation from this point forward. A surveillance
J-Man,
detail
what,
was
bro?
assigned to track her every movement, and she was even monitored at her mother's funeral 3 days later. According to reports, she was emotionless the majority of the time, only showing what appeared to be
Niggas
feigned
bricked up
grief
while
at
watching
certain
it.
moments.
Yo.
She never shed a single tear and kept her eyes to the floor.
The
or
woman
completely
here had been
shut for
wilding
the entirety
recently.
of the service. Jennifer's father had in fact awoken from his induced
What's up, Seven
coma
C's?
the
How you
day
doing, bro?
prior, and miraculously seemed to remember everything from the night of the incident. He would give an official statement in secret on November 16th, and multiple parts of his story contradicted what Jennifer had told police. The most significant detail was that she was never tied up, but instead walking around freely and talking with the intruders as if they were friends. He actually spoke with Jennifer over
Wow.
the phone, but was informed by investigators to act amnesic and not to confront her, only to
Wow.
ask her if she thought her ex-boyfriend was behind it. She stated that she was almost certain he wasn't. The only issue with Hahn's statement was that he had suffered minor brain damage from the gunshot, which could be used by a defense team to refute his testimony in court, or even get it thrown out altogether. Furthermore, it was essentially his word against Jennifer's, and their turbulent relationship would also work greatly in the defense's favor. York Regional Police knew they needed a confession for the best possible chance at securing a conviction, so they assigned their most experienced investigator to conduct Jennifer's interrogation. She was called back into the Markham Police Station on the 22nd of November at 2:30 p.m., a week and a half after the incident took place.
So just for the record, it is the 22nd of November 2010. We're at the 5 District Station in the town of Markham. My computer right now says 2:39 in the afternoon. Okay. Just for the record, my name is Detective William Gates. You can just call me Bill here today. And what do you like to be called?
Jen,
Jen? Yep. What do you prefer, Jen or Jennifer?
Doesn't
Either or? Okay. So Jen, you're aware that the audio tape and everything's on. It's the same as last time. Okay. You've been here on 2 other occasions, I understand. On the 9th of November, and I believe again on the 11th of November. Is that correct? Okay.
Bro, Chad's supposed to storm all fucking week, bro. Damn.
And do you know why we're here today?
just to discuss stuff.
Yeah, regarding what?
Jen's just be weird.
And as a result of that home invasion, your father, Han Pan, was actually shot, and your mother, Vic Pan, was actually killed. Is that correct? Yeah, you'll have to speak up a little bit just so I can hear you.
Sorry, yes.
Okay.
What's unique about this interrogator is how he immediately adopts a no-nonsense approach, yet manages to build rapport and remain sympathetic at the same time. You'll see that he has far less patience compared to the previous investigator.
Speak up,
yet
bitch.
Seems to create
Speak
a stronger
the fuck
connection
up.
with the
Speak
suspect.
up.
It's a hard thing to explain, but easily observed, as you'll soon find out.
So that's what we're going to discuss here today.
Jennifer this time around has read her rights to silence rather than
Wait,
her
the
rights
ocean's
as a
still on
witness.
fire?
If she knew anything about the law in Canada, she would
Happy
be
streaming.
wise to the
Hey,
fact
thank you,
that
bro.
she
Have a
is
good
now
rest of your day,
suspect.
Fire God.
Fortunately for the investigator, she remains completely naive to the situation
Just
throughout
give
the
it to
opening
me.
phase
Just
of the
give
interrogation,
it to me.
making her far more susceptible to the strategy he is
Yo,
about
what's
to
up,
employ.
Glee? How you doing, y'all?
Okay, just hold on a second. Okay, we're having technical difficulties here. Okay, so that's why they interrupted me. What we're going to do is, if you don't mind holding tight there, I'm just going to move my equipment to the other room. Okay, and then I'll come over and we'll move over there next door. Okay.
I'm just not comfortable being on my own.
Okay, I'm going to be right here though.
Man, if you don't shut your...
With respect to interrogations, it's common knowledge that the psychological manipulation begins before a single word is spoken. The physical layout of the room is designed to accelerate the sense of discomfort and isolation, and it's fascinating to observe how each interrogator has their own unique methods of setting the tone. Knowing how this interrogation...
Yeah, rooms... Yo, the room setups that they be having in these interrogations and shit, they be so... They're always so
plays
crazy
out
to me
allows
because
us
they're
to
always
realize this
unique.
detective's procedure.
If
The
you really pay
considerable
attention.
distance between him and the suspect will
They
keep
never
her
really look the
relaxed
same.
enough to be influenced by phase 1. But this same distance will intensify the pressure once he eventually closes it during phase 2. You'll notice this detective is slow with his first strategy, but swift with the second. He takes his time in building trust and establishing rapport, yet once this initial connection is secured, the transition to aggression will be abrupt and ever increasing from that
What if you were blind and deaf and still managed to kill someone? How would they interrogate you?
point forward. Jennifer takes
touch
a
you?
seat in the room 15 minutes
Grail?
since she was
I'm
first
just playing.
informed of her rights. It's important to note that she is still free to leave at any time at this point. She is unknowingly a suspect, but not under arrest.
So just for the record, this room is being videotaped and audio taped, just like the other one, okay? And I'm just going to grab my chair from across the way, okay? Okay.
The detective goes through Jennifer's history of teaching piano and her earlier years of high-level figure skating, which was cut short due to injury.
If you didn't get injured, would you still be doing it? Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. And did you, as far as that, did you do like competition skating or? Okay. And how did you do with that?
I wasn't at the top of the pack, but
I heard blind couples
Yeah,
have...
so that's good.
Nigga, what?
But you did actually enjoy it. It was more than just going for competition. You enjoyed actually doing it.
Chat, I genuinely want to do a lie detector.
All right. Do you have any students right now? Or? Okay. And why not?
The students I were teaching, they went to high school and lost interest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, too big for piano. Yeah, I took it in grade school too, but I think I went to grade 7 in it. I think when I was in grade 7, I stopped taking it, but I still remember Swans on the Lake.
Nigga said swans on the
detective
lake.
then goes through Jennifer's work history as a server before touching on her future plans in education. Jennifer mentions that she plans to go by her parents' wishes and pursue a career in healthcare, at which point the primary strategy is initiated. The how and why solution. The detective gradually begins to shift the blame away from the suspect and onto another set of circumstances that prompted the suspect to commit the crime. He starts developing a theme that will afford her a psychological justification in doing it. And this theme will be further established
So why'd you kill him?
as the interrogation progresses.
Why'd you kill him?
It starts off subtle so that she remains oblivious to the agenda.
Now, if you could pick any job yourself, I'm not talking about anybody else, but if you could pick for yourself, what would it be?
I'm going to be a piano teacher when I come home. But in the daytime, I'd like to have a simple, maybe like a lab technician job, just work 8 hours a day, and then come home and teach piano.
This is an answer the detective was hoping for. Jennifer's preferred career choice is at odds with what her parents wanted, so he now builds on the concept of the overly controlling parent and the unfair limitations it causes the child. He then links this concept with the subject of Jennifer's boyfriend and how she was kept from seeing him.
Now, eventually you were discussing Daniel. What happened with that relationship?
I hid it from my parents at first. They didn't agree with me having a boyfriend.
Okay.
And once they found out, they didn't like the fact that he was of mixed race.
Okay.
And they told me to stop seeing him.
Okay. And how did that make you feel?
This nigga playing chess, bro.
He was the person who just filled an empty void for me. So it felt that a part of me was missing.
When you broke up, you felt the part was missing? Is that what you're saying?
When they first told me to stop seeing him, stop talking to him.
Fuck your parents now?
I
Yeah,
felt
shit
like
crazy.
a part of me was missing, and I fell into the
So sorry if I don't spend W for streaming.
How
Nah,
did
you
they
good,
find
bro.
One day when my mother came to pick me up, she saw me with him. He had dropped me off
Okay. Dropped you off.
at Pacific Mall, and my mother was coming to pick me up from Pacific Mall.
Okay. And somehow they
Nigga
saw
said-
each other, I
Nigga said Daniel gang for real.
guess?
Oh, my mother saw me hugging, kissing goodbye.
Okay. That gave it away. What happened next then?
Nigga just laughed. Nigga said, yeah,
I
fuck
tried
him
to
too.
bring him
You
home.
know? Fuck him.
My
Fuck them
mom
all.
at first was like, bring him home, let us meet him.
Let us
When I
meet
brought
him.
home, they automatically didn't like him for some reason.
Damn.
Okay.
And that's when they told me to stop.
Chat, wait, so have y'all ever met like y'all's significant other's parents? Have y'all ever met them? I've never met a girl's parents before. Y'all ever met like, you know, been in a relationship and y'all met their parents?
So you were told to.
You said yes?
Stop seeing
I'm
him.
13, so no.
So what happened then?
No,
At
I'm
first,
scared
I
of my
thought-
girlfriend's mom.
But like I said, I just felt really empty. and
She
I
scared me
felt
so much. Why?
and,
Yes, bro. I used to be at his house every day, and now I met him when I was
Jennifer then
born.
goes on to
Wait, what?
explain in further
You have
detail
Asian
how she
persuasion.
carried
My
on the
nigga out
relationship
here.
in secret, and how it became more and more of a struggle hiding it from her parents.
Now, how has Daniel taken it
I've
when.
only talked to him like on the phone like a lot of times, but I've never met them in person. And vice versa. They've talked to my parents before, but they never met him in person.
Parents said that you couldn't see him.
You don't talk no more? Yeah, I don't talk to that person no more either.
he was hurt.
And how did you feel?
When me getting Mrs. Humble though.
Also,
If I ever got a girl, I'm not gonna lie, I would do my best to keep him away from this Twitch shit because I do not, bro. Hell nah.
Then goes on to
I don't need
explain that
niggas
she
knowing
was
about
living
that
with
shit.
Daniel at his
That shit is
parents'
gonna be
house for
annoying
2
as hell.
years, while her own parents thought she was studying at a university.
and his parents were, I guess, more liberal than your parents.
Yes, bro, like some
His
KSI shit, bro.
parents,
Niggas do not need to.
didn't give us-
No, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless she's
And,
unless she's comfortable with
you
it.
recognize that you
Nah.
loved each other.
Jennifer
Nah.
recounts how she bought a fake diploma for $500 to show her parents, and the many other avenues she went down to keep the lie going. She eventually gets to the day she was found out.
How did you end up back home, I guess?
They called up my friend, who I said I was staying with, in the middle of the night.
Damn, so they caught her?
And
Damn.
she was groggy and forgot.
I ain't even gonna lie, chat. Yo, I used to be one of them niggas that I used to lie my parents all the time, bro. I say I'm doing one thing, go out do something completely different. You feel me? And it was only because they used to keep such a tight hug on me, bro, because I'm the only boy in my family. So when I was younger, I couldn't do shit, bro. Like the furthest I could go was go right out front of my front door. All my friends is going everywhere, nigga. Yo, it was one day I was like, yeah, I'm about to go over da house. Nigga, I was like, I ain't even gonna lie. Nigga, I lived in Maryland at the time. I still live in Maryland. Nigga, Ave. Oh, that's Stone. My fault. Why'd I read that as Ave? What the fuck? Stone, thank you for the extension, my boy, through August. What the fuck? I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for real. But like I was saying, like, yo, I told him I was going somewhere else. Nigga, I was in DC on some shit. Nigga, I cooling. I was cooling. And then they called the crib I was supposed to be at. And then it was like, yeah, they got caught up. Fuck it. We ball though. Fuck it.
What day it was?
It be like that.
Was I given she home and I wasn't home?
Okay. She messed up.
I don't blame her a bit.
No.
Nah, I'm cool with.
Jennifer then goes on to explain the ultimatum she was given and the
I
restrictive
would be
measures
cool with my
that-
girl watching my Twitch streams and shit. I have no problem with that. But me bringing her onto my streams, I don't think
put
I'd
in
do that
place
shit.
so that she
Or
wouldn't be able
YouTube.
to see
I
her
don't think I'd do that
boyfriend.
shit.
So how has that felt, being under those guidelines for the last 18 months?
It was okay. It wasn't the best feeling in the world because, I just felt like trapped.
Okay.
But it's what I chose to be with my family.
Okay. And so you made a choice between what?
Living out on my own with Daniel and staying home with my parents.
Did you feel
Facts,
you really
Deja,
had a
facts.
choice or not?
There was no choice because family was concerned.
Okay.
I hate when people
And
try to.
Where do you get that from?
Dude, the one time my girl watched the stream with me, chat was exposing me never again.
Where do
Crazy.
you get
I
that
think I remember that day too. I think I remember that.
So family's number one.
The detective then brings up Jennifer's earlier assertion of being depressed and then affiliates.
Why
it
her
with the
foot moving like
restrictive
those?
measures she
God,
was
and that
living under.
What
motherfucker
was the worst
fan,
that
boy.
depression got?
I cut myself.
Okay. And when did that happen?
What?
Where did you do? Where did you cut?
On my wrist, and once people started noticing, I'd hide it other places, but
Okay.
never twice in the same spot.
So how many cuts do you have on you?
Now, none.
Done? They've healed? Okay. And did you want to kill yourself?
Yes.
Jennifer asserts that she tried to kill herself when she was 19 by overdosing on sleeping tablets. She also states that her self-harm was a distractor from the pain and frustrations she was going through.
Did you ever
Yo,
feel
chat, if
that
y'all ever
it
got some shit going on like that, yo, talk to me, my nigga.
expected
Hell
from
nah.
each of you? How so?
Comparisons to other people,
Okay. So who would they compare you to?
classmates, clubmates, cousins.
Okay. And so some of them have been successful recently? Okay. And what did they say to you?
Hell yeah, mental health check, bruh.
Wish you could have been that person.
Okay. So that's pretty hard, right? Hard to take for you?
YouTube,
But
thank
I've heard
you.
all my life.
She moving her foot a lot? Yeah, exactly. Her foot in her hands, bro.
Did you ever feel like, I know you're smart and they believe you're very smart, but did you ever feel you weren't as smart as what they thought that you were?
Yeah.
Okay, I get that feeling. That it,
Yo, I used to hate that, bro. I hate it growing up when I'd do bad in school and then parents would compare me to other people, bro. I hated that so much, bro. I despise it. Like, oh my god, that shit makes me so angry.
pretty tough to live up
Like,
to
why
their
are you comparing me
expectations.
to these niggas, bro? I'm not them. I
Okay,
don't give a
like,
fuck, bro.
Your dad ultimately would like
That
to
shit make me
see you
so
be like a
mad,
doctor.
bro. That make me
Those are
so
pretty high
mad.
standards for anybody.
I pray I never
Not
do that.
everybody can be a doctor.
I pray I never do that shit, man.
Okay. And
That should make me
but
heated.
they may have acted like you
It
could
be
have
making
done
it be
so
making
well.
me not like people,
Their
bro.
expectations
Like,
were so high that
man.
few people would be able to reach that expectation. I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about anybody. And it started at a young age.
The detective further explores the stresses of living with overly strict parents, and Jennifer explains in further details the way she would cope, which for the most part was lying about her grades and living a double life with her boyfriend.
How did it feel having to lie to them all those years?
Really hard. Really hard. Like I wanted to.
But it's like, yo, you went through all the trouble to lie about
They
your
always look
grades. You
down.
might as well just been getting good grades, bro. Like,
I'm sure
you
there
really
were
went
days
through
when you
all that
actually
trouble to lie
planned
about your
this.
grades. When all you had to do was spend that time studying a little bit more. Like oh, I don't know, bro. What's up?
You just couldn't spit it out.
For years, bro?
The opening strategy of the how and why solution has now
C's
been
ain't even
executed.
bad though.
A connection
Nah,
has
for
been
me,
attained, and the
a
desired
C is perfectly.
narrative established. The next
Yo,
phase
C
of
is
the
perfectly fine for
interrogation
me,
is
gang. I
about
don't
to
care.
commence, which is first set up by a two-step strategy. Step 1 is to induce fatigue. Step 2 is to induce fear.
Now, when's the last time you spoke to your dad?
This morning, just to see if my brother had made it into school.
And what have you and your father discussed about this case?
He just asked me if Daniel was behind it,
Okay.
and I told him I don't know 100%, but I don't think he did.
Okay. Why would he ask that?
Because he believes that we still talk, and that he would go to any length to be with me.
Okay. And what do you think about that?
I know that he's moved on, so I don't think he would go to these lengths to be with me when he's already moved on.
The detective has Jennifer go through the entire incident once more, but unlike the first investigator, offers no reassurance nor consolation. Jennifer starts fake crying again, yet this time is given no tissues to wipe away her non-existent tears.
Now, do you think there's any reason why they tied you up and didn't tie your parents up?
Shorty got no tears coming out her face. She trying to sob. It's crazy.
I don't know.
Does that seem odd to you? Why does it seem odd?
Because I was away up here separated from them the whole time.
And does it make sense that they would leave a witness behind? If they were going to kill somebody? Does that make sense?
Shit crazy, bro.
Just thinking about it. Would it make sense for somebody that was going to kill somebody to leave a witness behind that could describe them?
Exactly. It don't make
Does that
sense
make
at all.
common sense for killers?
It's not.
Cause man,
What do you think?
let me have to kill somebody. Nobody getting out the scene. Nobody making out. Nobody getting free. You crazy? Like all you niggas gotta go. You in
think
the
that was a
mud, nah.
mistake they made then?
You in the mud.
I don't know.
Okay,
if
that's
it's
not something to
happened
joke
at any
about.
time.
But you in the mud, like that's serious, bro. Like,
That
yo,
make
you
them
not,
trying to
nah,
kill
bro. I can't have niggas
I know,
snitching.
I don't know.
I can't have niggas
Jennifer's
snitching,
dramatics
man.
intensify as
Crazy.
The discussion of the home invasion
Crazy.
continues.
Shit don't
She's
even
trying
make
to give
sense.
off the nonverbal cue
Shit
that she
don't even
wants
make
to move
sense.
past the incident. The detective doesn't respond, but continues to go over the different stages
Nigga
of the
said
night
you
in
a
more
threat.
detail. He
Bro, like it just don't make sense, bro. Like you gonna pack up two niggas and let the third one walk away free?
from the beginning to the end to the middle,
Like, it-
back
that
to
don't
the
make
end,
sense.
and then back to the beginning again. None of this is for the purpose of information.
Nigga, you just said you
gathering.
want to
He
see
is
her in
inducing
handcuffs.
mental
What are you
fatigue
talking
as
about?
To diminish Jennifer's critical thinking. This is often done before a direct confrontation, as it can diminish the suspect's ability to consider the long-term consequences of a decision. Jennifer will get stressed and tired, not because she
Nigga,
is
you coulda just said
traumatized
she
by
need to
the
be
event
jailed.
being recited, but because it's exhausting keeping up such an act when it's not genuine, and this performance eventually starts to dwindle and becomes gradually less convincing.
How did the conversation end with Dad?
I heard my mother calling for my father.
Double the words.
And then what?
I have to go through this again.
Okay. When you went to bed, was your mom home yet?
Niggas,
I went home and I went down. I told Ed I'd be right back. And
you
I
making music after this?
went down,
I don't
said
know.
hi to her, and I went back up to my room.
Okay. Were you injured at all during the whole process?
Not really.
Okay. Not really anything? No.
Step 2 of the confrontation setup will now commence. The detective employs what is known as the futility technique. He will tell Jennifer that he has an abundance of resources at his disposal, and even fabricate much of what he asserts. He's indirectly telling the suspect it is useless to resist due to the overwhelming evidence against her.
Now, the reason
Imagine.
why I'm here today, okay, is that I'm an expert, okay, in what we call truth verification. I talk to thousands of people, okay, and I basically know when somebody's not being straightforward with me. I can
Wow.
tell by the language they use, how they answer the questions, their body language, how they treat the question. that something's wrong here. Okay, this doesn't make sense.
The detective then gives Jennifer an 8-minute narrative on police tactics and forensic technology, some of which is embellished, but for the most part true. He then asserts that police are able to use infrared satellite imagery to see the occupants inside a household. This is entirely false.
And
This nigga just
basically,
lying.
people are moving
What's
around
up, Zay?
the house. It's like an X-ray, okay? And basically, we're able to tell, are those movements, are those actions, that number of people consistent with the story that we've been told? Are the people in the positions that the witnesses are telling us?
Yo,
they were?
facts. Yo, Sham, niggas just used to be lying. I don't know if y'all had the people that went through the phrase where they had like the twist in their head, they had like the karate brush and everything, they used to use a sponge on their head. Bro, you could just tell when somebody lying when they talking and they just twisting their hair like this. They just be like, yeah, bro. So like, yeah, me and Shorty went like, you know what I'm saying, went down to the block, dude, we did this and that shit, you know what I'm saying? Nigga just twisting his hair. Nigga lying his ass off. Shit crazy.
Or are they different?
As soon as he start doing that, I
And
just
if
know
they're
he
different,
lying.
Why are they different? is
What's good, Jacob?
our question.
How you doing, bro?
And so at the end of the day, okay, there's so many resources available to me that at the end of the day, I'm going to know if a person's telling me the truth or not.
What's
The
up, Di?
detective is now about to
Or Day?
initiate
Di?
the
Day?
conversation,
Di?
but first brings the entire setup full circle by reestablishing
I appreciate
the
that
notions
follow,
of
yo. Welcome to
reasoning and
HBC. How
rationale.
you doing,
the
my
suspect
boy?
is fatigued
Or girl?
and scared, but
Yeah.
still needs to feel the detective is on her side.
Now, I can tell you that nothing surprises me in this job, okay? I am well aware that anybody on this earth is capable of making a mistake, okay? I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're a priest. I don't care if they're a school teacher.
Oh yeah, Jacob, we listened to your song, bro. That jam was fire.
I
That jam
don't
was
care
fire.
what
jam
the
was fire.
situation is, given a certain set of circumstances,
Day and your girl? Okay, bet.
everyone has the
What song? The
capability
one
to
with you and Dom on it.
for
The one with you and
making a
Dom on it.
doing the wrong thing, okay? The key, though, when I talk to people is when they made a mistake, okay, that's one thing, right? The key is to not keep making the same mistake.
Mm.
And to get that information out and get it off their chest. Okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, from this case, and I can tell you I've spent literally a week on this case going over information after information, accessing all this.
It's the song where he didn't get to mix it. He didn't get to mix his
on the case.
his verse or shit. That's what that song I'm talking about.
And at this point, Jennifer, I know that you've not been truthful with the police.
Mm.
Okay? You've not told us everything that you know,
Mm.
purposely. You've spent a considerable amount of time in the last 7 years telling half truths. And I can understand why, okay? You've had a tough life. What's happened to you, to me, equates to abuse. And all the stresses that you've had and forced to lie, I can understand why you did it.
This nigga's on
Okay?
ass.
But you're in another situation here where you're under another tremendous amount of stress. And it doesn't feel good inside, does it? It breaks down the person that you are. Because at the end of the day, you're a good person. I know that. You've got,
Say
good
got her
heart.
ass, no cap.
in this case, though, you've made mistakes. Okay? And you're involved in this. I know that. Okay? There's no question about it. The only question right now is, are you going to keep making mistakes? Are you going to go on the route that you've gone on over the years and try to pretend that things happen that never happened? Okay? Are you going to not face reality here? We know that you're involved. We've done our homework. Okay? We have to resolve that now here today. I need to know from you what really happened. And I know why this has happened. You have spent your whole life trying to live up to expectations that you can't meet, okay? And that stress the hell out of you. You're a 24-year-old woman being treated like a 15-year-old, okay? You've never done anything that terrible in your life, but being treated like you have. You're not being treated like the adult that you are. Yes, you made some mistakes. Big deal. You're not the first person that has gone out and not told their parents that they're dating a guy.
Facts.
In your culture, they don't accept it. I understand that. I've talked to people in here that have kept that secret for their whole life from their parents.
Damn, their whole life.
Okay, so that's not abnormal, but that puts a lot of stress on you, right? That's not easy for you, is it? No. Now, what we need to get down to here today, Jen, is what really happened. You need to tell me.
Yeah, I
what
killed them
went
niggas.
on.
That's what she gonna say. She gonna say
Because
just like
you
that.
know who
Yeah,
was
I
in
killed
that
them,
house
nigga, man.
that night.
Killed them.
You do, Jen. There's no question about that, okay?
While remaining empathetic and understanding, the detective still needs to keep Jennifer's confidence low. He watches for denials and stops them immediately. Letting the suspect deny her guilt will only increase confidence and morale. This needs to be stripped away as much as possible, as early as possible.
Yo, I don't know why I didn't get the alert, but I appreciate that follow, Keyman. Keyman.
There's no
Thank you,
question
dude.
about it.
Appreciate you.
The focus is kept from the magnitude of the crime and
How you doing, yo?
concentrated on the justifications of why someone would commit it.
Yes, their intentions might have been good, but they're not realistic.
Mm.
They're not, Dan, were they? Jen? Their expectations.
Oh
weren't
yeah, I did
realistic.
hear it was like a hurricane type shit going on, yo. Y'all good? Y'all niggas alright?
You
Florida
couldn't
niggas?
live up to them, could
Florida
you?
niggas alright?
You tried to. Right? Am I right? And finally you had to bite back, right? You had no other choice. You felt like you had no other option.
Nigga said the
You thought of everything
nigga
else,
said the hurricane
including
took my
killing
roof already.
yourself.
Chill.
This is Canada. We're in the 21st century here. You cannot take
Because I
everything-
knew you was joking, bro. You said JK. It's like, what the fuck? Nigga, if this shit took your roof, why the fuck would you be in the Twitch chat, nigga? Yo, imagine, bro.
thing out of a person.
What if she's dead ass, nigga? She said JK right after she said it, bro.
You can have expectations for your kids, but you can't expect them to
Yo,
do
imagine
everything
chilling in
the
a
way you
Bruce
want.
chat after your roof
Doesn't
just got
feel
took
good to
off,
have
bruh.
secrets, does it?
Like what?
No.
Yo,
You
you're
have to
crazy.
let me
Like
know.
what?
What happened here? Okay. Okay, but you were involved, right?
Nigga said some shit I
That's the
do,
part we need.
bro. Please don't ever do
Okay?
that shit,
We need
bro.
to hear that from
Oh
you
my
because we know you
god.
were.
The detective
Oh,
appears to
shit.
be getting nowhere, so
Damn,
he now
what the fuck?
lowers the gauge of admission. A confession to a lesser offense is far easier to attain, but once it is attained, can be used to build on the more damnatory elements of the case. You'll also notice that he uses broad terms that infer guilt, yet don't directly accuse Jennifer of murder.
You knew before
Hey, all
that
jokes
night
aside
that
though,
this
be
was gonna
safe, bro.
happen.
For real.
I'm gonna make that easy on you. That's a true statement, right? You knew before that night that they were coming, right?
Nigga, you could at least say no.
Ken?
You could at least say no. Not
Not
even
worth it
saying no.
anymore.
I ain't gonna lie, GG, bro. It's
Hurting
raps,
me.
bro. It's been raps for a minute, but it's really raps.
She seems to be on the cusp of giving some form of admission, yet wants reassurance as to what it means for her own sake. She asks this question 9 times throughout this interrogation. It's one of the few things investigators can't actually lie about, as it's been used countless times in the past to get a case thrown out under misdirection. They can avoid the question, yet they can't afford any false promises with respect to sentencing.
I
Okay.
need to know the details. I can't even say. But I can tell you one thing is that we already know, so you can't change that.
Deny, deny, deny.
I know you did. But it got too far ahead of you, right? You didn't think this far ahead, did you? But once they started, once they came in, you couldn't stop it, could you? Could you? Jen? I know. Why didn't they stop for you?
Nigga try- Are you trying to say Florida not wild? Are you crazy?
But you were part of the planning, right?
You crazy?
You have to tell me that part, and then we're going to work through it together. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want this.
Maybe y'all states just knew too normal. Bro, my state is literally full of old, elderly white people besides PG County and then Baltimore right above us. Other than that,
because at the end of the day,
yeah, it's literally, yeah.
we have to stop this from happening to someone else. Right?
We got crabs.
Jen,
We got crabs.
we're going to have to deal with it one step at a time, okay? I'm
Like I
gonna be
said, we got
honest with
new cuts.
you. I need to know what you did. And then you and I are going to work through this together. Because the most important part of this whole thing is that we do the right thing for your mom. Right? I am her voice right now. I'm working for your mom. That's my job.
Mm.
And I have to get to the bottom of this for your mom.
Appealing to compassion isn't necessarily uncommon when the crime is first-degree murder, yet it can send a
Yeah, I
mixed
got
message
terrapins
when
or
a
some shit.
justification
I ain't never seen a terrapin a day in my life.
for the crime
Never,
was a
nigga.
focus point early on. The detective takes
Never.
his chance with it, which at first appears to work. Jennifer initially responds in a poignant manner, but you'll soon come to notice that her empathy, alongside her concern, is solely
We got Old Bay seasoning.
focused on herself.
But we got to start. Well, I don't know at this point. Okay, because I don't know what you're going to tell me other than that you were involved. But I need to hear it. What this all was a last-ditch effort to live your own life, to be your own person, to make your own decisions. Look
I
at
need you
all,
to text me on IG right now or later. Tell me when you ask me. I bet.
all your friends. Look at all the people
If
around you. Does anyone
we
else have a curfew?
try that,
For 9
we
o'clock
could
at 24 years of
be.
age?
This is not the time for me singing.
You
My
had
bad.
no
My fault.
choice, Jared. You had
My
no
fault.
choice.
My fault.
And anybody else in your situation would have done the exact same thing. The only thing different is I would say that they'd have done it a lot earlier. They would have looked for a way out. When did you first start planning this? When was the final straw? What was the final straw? So that's what this is all about. Do you want to be a good person here?
Jennifer knows exactly what questions to answer and what ones to ignore.
Nigga
Anytime a
said, "Keep
question is
singing."
non-incriminating, she gives a response. Yet when they are incriminating, she remains silent. She is no doubt feeling the pressure, but still very aware of the situation and the potential ramifications of her words.
Okay. And you know when a good person makes a mistake, they have to face that mistake, right? Right? What do you think should happen? I don't know.
Chat, what are some good Roblox
You're
games
gonna
that I be
prove
playing?
to people that you know what the right thing to do is. That's what is going to happen. That's what your mom wants right now. She's watching.
What's
up
one of
there.
them?
She's wondering, is Jen going to make
What's
the
that
right
famous one? I
decision?
forgot what it's called.
Is Jen,
It's really
after
popular.
all of this, going to come out on top doing the right
The
thing?
Mimic.
I'm here for you, Jen. I'm here for your mom. Well, you have to tell. It's one of those situations. You know what? We know that what you did, okay? But you have to be able to explain to me what happened, okay?
Yo, chat, if y'all ever go to Baltimore, a good place to go like tour and get some good pictures is Cherry Hill. Go to Cherry Hill, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a really good spot to take some pics. You know what I'm saying? I'm lying my ass off. Don't go there. Niggas gonna get fucking killed. I'm just playing, bro.
Can't
Don't listen to
tell
me,
you
for real.
what's exactly
You gonna
going to
die, for real,
happen.
bro.
You just have to be brave here. You have to be brave.
"3 hours, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds. The exact amount of time it took for Jennifer to display genuine emotion. The investigator would later testify this was the first
Wait,
moment
somebody
the
don't know who
suspect
Duop
was
Kane
being
is?
authentic. He allows her to fixate on whatever
I'm coming to Baltimore this weekend for a tourney. I'll go and die for you, Brucey. Man.
thought brought this on and remains completely
Hey,
silent
dead
for
serious.
just
Don't go
under
out your
2
here, bro.
minutes.
Any word the game. I remember I got put on the Doo-Wop King 7th grade, bro. That was my first time hearing that type of rap. I was like, yo, that's kind of fire. That's kind of fire. Crazy, bro. Really a youngin'. Shit, crazy. My life is in your hands. Hey, if y'all ever came out here, let me know, bro. I'll slide. I'll meet up. You know what I'm saying? I'll go live on Twitch on my phone. We be lit.
You were supposed to take the whole family out?
No, just me.
What?
What went wrong?
The detective now has one foot in the door. It's not an outright confession, but Jennifer has now admitted to planning the home invasion all along. And although she asserts that she was the intended target while her parents were meant to be spared,
Where
the
should I go in
information she has
Baltimore?
now given-
I am lying to you, bro. I don't know. I don't be in Baltimore. Like, I've only gone there less than 5 times. And the times I have gone, dead serious, do not go to Cherry Hill. You
is
dead
enough
ass. Yeah, don't go there,
to
bro.
place
Dead
her
ass.
under arrest.
I was serious
Jennifer
about
is
that.
no
Don't go
longer
there.
going home after this interview. The detective now presses for more information on the amended storyline. It's essentially step 1 of day 1 all over again, but from a more powerful position. He knows she is still lying, and now locks her into as many lies as possible within the new narrative.
What happened?
My brother live in Baltimore. Wow.
Why did it change?
Rondo, Rondo,
What do
nigga.
you know? How come it was supposed to be you?
Because I didn't want to be here anymore.
Why not?
Because I was such a disappointment.
Okay, you made mistakes, but nothing that couldn't be corrected. Why was it supposed to be you?
Exactly, niggas don't claim Baltimore, bro. I don't know why niggas always try to do that, bro. Niggas do not fuck with Baltimore
Why
like
did
that,
it
bro.
happen
That
this
is.
way then?
Shit crazy. Shit crazy.
I was disappointed.
Nigga said Baltimore is in the DMV. Go to Baltimore and then go to literally go anywhere else. You'll be like, bro, it's like a different world, bro. Literally.
But why did it
Literally.
have to happen this way?
Because when I tried suicide, I failed.
Talk to 3 people from each
What
spot,
did you want done?
and you'll be like, bro, what the fuck?
How?
The chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime in Cherry Hill is 1 of 40 based on the FBI crime. Cherry Hill is not one of the safest communities in America. Relative. Yo, Cherry Hill's a crime rate higher than 88%. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I was dead serious. Don't go to Cherry Hill, bro. It's not worth it. Dead serious. It's really not worth it.
Okay. So who did you get to do this then?
I don't know who he is. I just got his number.
Okay. And what's his number?
I don't memorize it.
Cool,
She
Rondo,
skirts around
Rondo,
the questions
nigga.
surrounding her accomplices and gives multiple fake names. She stated that she got the number of the supposed
but-
hitman from an acquaintance named Rick, and that she
Rick.
took everything from there over the phone.
Ricky,
It
hey, has
becomes
anybody been watching the new Rick and Morty? Is it
apparent she
good?
doesn't want to give
I gotta
up
pick it
or
up. I
even
gotta get
mention her
lit. That ain't
boyfriend.
sound like
So for
it.
the time being,
Art
the
has been really
detective
good so
allows her
far.
to recount her amended narrative in the manner she pleases.
Yeah.
She gets to the moment she instructed the hitman over the phone about her planned suicide.
I told him that I wanted to be killed.
And did he think that was something crazy?
It's cool for
Are
real.
you sure that's what you want? And I said yes.
Because I don't think many people get that request. Do you?
No, but that's what I wanted. And he asked me over and over just to make sure I was sure. And I said I was sure.
Okay, so what did you ask him to do then?
Come take me out and then leave.
Okay. Why did they do it when you were, when your parents were there then?
Never alone. In the nighttime.
Okay. So that meeting you had with Rick, you told him what you wanted?
No, I just said that I wanted, if you knew anybody who
What?
could, something that I needed. Just that I wanted to be
What? Chris just said that the AMP house video, the house tour, got yellow marked for sexual activity. There was literally 2 seconds of people shaking ass. Literally. And one scene where the girl was like, they have horse cocks. Other than that, that's it. That's crazy. Wow, bro.
He said what?
They hold him. That's crazy.
Did he have the
They got
number on
hold.
that day?
Yeah.
Okay. What did he say he would do?
He's just like, "Mommy, take care.
Nah, that's crazy.
Mommy, do me."
So your specific request to him was what?
Come in and make sure you kill me.
So he does come into the house, and you're the obvious only young girl there, right? Okay.
You gotta tell us? I
When
feel like
he
niggas
came
will
to
fucking
your
kill
room,
me, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you, Georgia niggas. I feel like Georgia niggas gonna kill me. I'm playing. Nah, dead serious though. I would. That'd be lit.
what discussions did you have with the guy that came to your room? The real discussions you had, not what you told us.
Nigga said grr.
Where was the money? And I showed him where the money was.
Okay. But he obviously said I'm here to
Swifty, appreciate
do
that
your
follow,
job.
gang. Welcome to HBC. Yo, chat, we gonna hit 4.9K soon, bro. The next couple streams, we gonna hit.
It's like,
Actually, during the 24-hour, we
Did
might.
he discuss ways
The
with you how he would
subathon,
do
bro.
it?
We might.
Did you
Shit.
request any way for him to do it?
We'll be watching. We watching Jennifer's Solution. This girl basically was. Her parents were like so strict and shit that she ended up getting them set up for murder to be killed and some shit. That shit crazy.
Okay. Why didn't they do
Shit
it the way
crazy.
you wanted?
I don't know. I asked them to take me with my mom when they took them away.
It doesn't seem to make sense.
I know, it doesn't make sense to me.
But she's basically confessing at this point, that ass. Even though she's still
Can you
lying,
sit up for a minute, Jen?
but she basically says confessing.
Okay, look at me.
The detective wants an outright confession, and the second direct confrontation is about to commence. Only this time it will be a lot more aggressive, as he doesn't have to worry as much about the suspect locking up or requesting counsel.
Should I make
She
a
is
welcome
under
command?
arrest and going
You
to
could,
jail
low-key.
after this interrogation, no matter what.
Look at me. Okay. What I do believe is that you went to somebody. And I do believe that night you paid them the $2,000. But what's not true is it was never for you. Okay, Jen, no. Okay, you went to this person and you asked them to do a job. And the job was for your parents. You asked them
Nigga already knew.
to do this job on your parents, Jen. Okay? Let's be truthful. Okay? Nobody's going to come there and get the wrong people. If you wanted to kill yourself, Jen, you're not going to pay somebody
Nigga paid 2 bands.
$2,000.
Two
to do
fucking
it.
bands.
Okay, but there's other ways. Okay? And if that was going to happen, they could have taken you outside and done it anywhere. It wouldn't matter, would it? If you really wanted to die, all they would have had to do is pull up beside you in a car and shoot you. You made a specific request, and the job was for your mom and dad. Okay? Nobody's going to come in there and do the wrong job. Okay? Nobody's going to do that. They came, you paid, and they did what they were supposed to do. And the plan was for your parents.
Me.
Okay? Jen, you have to be honest with it.
Deny.
This is the only thing that thinks
Deny.
you're guilty here,
Deny.
okay? You made the mistake, okay? Everybody understands.
Nah, I need her ass locked up though. I ain't gonna lie. I need her ass in
Everybody
them
in
chains,
this police
nigga. She need
department
to be
feels
locked
sorry for
up
you.
for
I'll
life.
tell you that right
Prison,
now.
nigga.
Okay? Because
She
they
bugging
see
the
what you're
fuck
going
out.
through. It's so obvious.
Watching more after this? I don't
Okay.
think so. Nah.
That all this tension they put out, basically this is like a volcano, all right? And at one point it was just too much and you erupted, okay? And you made a bad decision, okay? And once you hired this guy, there was no turning back. Now in the original story, you said that you hid your cell phone, okay? If it was for you, you wouldn't have hid your cell phone. That would have never happened. So it's in
It's
conflict.
not hidden. It's just I put it there naturally.
Okay.
It's what I naturally do.
Okay, but you said on tape that you hid it there and that they didn't know about it.
Mm.
That's your language, not mine, Jen. All they wanted was so much success out of you, they were not even looking at you as a person. They were looking for a success story. Instead of just saying, whatever Jen wants is what's good for us. Whatever she's happy with. As long as she's happy in her life, I'm happy with it. If she wants to work at Eastside Mario's for the rest of her life, that's fine. If she wants to be a piano teacher, that's great. If she wants to continue figure skating, that's wonderful. Why would somebody shoot someone they didn't have to shoot?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
And actually not shoot the person they're supposed to shoot.
You still talking? Oh God. Nigga talking for 4 hours and 6 minutes.
Okay, why didn't you tell us this that night then?
I was scared.
Scared of what? Telling the truth?
Yes. That I wanted to die. But
Okay,
instead,
4 hour
if
stream,
you
damn.
wanted to die,
It's
you
been
would
4
tell us
hours, bruh.
everything because it wouldn't matter.
This feel like a King Sid vid, chat.
If you
I ain't been
really
pausing
wanted
though.
to
I've been on
die, you
timing.
would
I ain't
tell
been
us
pausing like
everything
that.
because it doesn't really
I ain't been
matter,
pausing like that.
right?
it does matter because the wrong person got hurt. And my dad is suffering.
I appreciate that's what happened in the end, but that's what was supposed to happen.
How long is this vid?
The good thing
Hour
about
30.
this is your
You
dad
got
did
about 5 minutes left.
and
about
that went
five?
against the plan.
About 5.
If you could make this decision over, you would change it. Okay?
How's the motherfucker be patient for
You
4
would change
hours? I don't know.
Right?
Of course. If I knew he was going to get hurt, of course I wouldn't.
Jen,
Young
you
high,
listen
but
to
I'm
them.
cool, yeah.
That's the whole issue here.
How about like,
Okay,
booyah?
that's the whole issue here. You gave them the plan for your parents, right? That's all I need to hear.
No.
Jen, you did.
No. And this is not going to go anywhere because I wanted them to kill me.
Tell me what happened.
I told you what happened.
Okay. All of it.
You did.
Okay. All
The
you have to
bot
do
needs a
is
sub.
Tell me right
What?
now.
How do I get the bot a sub?
Bill, yes, I made a mistake.
How do you get the bot a sub? Gift it?
This plan was for my parents.
Gift night bot a sub?
The detective
It'll
gives
be a
no
cold
further
day.
admission from this point forward, so he leaves Jennifer alone for
In-
3 minutes to play
before I
with
give
her
Nightbot
hair
a
before he
sub.
comes back and charges her with first-degree murder.
Okay.
Bruce sings so much
I
random
need you to
stuff.
listen
No
closely,
cap.
Okay, Jen?
No cap at all.
At this point in the investigation, okay, I'm going to be arresting you for murder. Okay? Also attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Do you understand that? Just have to tell me if you understand those charges. Just say yes or no. Yes. Okay.
How do
So what we're going to do right now is, do you have your own lawyer?
say goodbye
No? Okay.
to
Do you have a lawyer you would like to speak to that you know of?
No.
Okay.
for the good
Would you like to speak to duty counsel?
GG. Crazy.
I just want to talk to someone who can help me understand.
Wow.
Okay, so who would that be?
I don't know.
I want to listen to that song now.
So do you have a lawyer?
You said that you were on my side. And I,
Okay, I am on your side, Jen. What would you like to do?
I don't have any idea what to do.
Do you want me to call duty counsel for you?
Okay.
Okay. Or is there any other lawyer that you would like?
I don't know what I need.
Okay. So at this point, you wish to speak to duty counsel then?
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to have to get you to do is actually empty all your pockets on the table here.
Aye.
I'm going to make sure that they're making a call to duty counsel, and we'll line that up, and you can speak to the duty counsel in private, okay?
Hey.
We've made a call to duty counsel, and we're just waiting for them to call back, okay? Need a drink of water or anything? What's that? I do have to go and speak to these officers, but I'll come back and speak to you, okay?
GG.
But we gotta take care of the lawyers, okay?
Anybody else want to hit this blunt? Because they're smoking this pack tonight. Gin. This gin and eggs gas or what?
See this detective would be when he testified at her trial. It began on the 14th of March 2014, and Jennifer pled not guilty to all charges. Her interrogation tape was one of the more damning pieces of evidence put forward by the prosecution. Yet
That art style ain't do her no justice, I ain't
the
gonna lie.
most damning were the 116 text messages between her and her boyfriend in the 6 hours leading up to the murder. They thought using burner phones to communicate would cover their tracks.
You
Yet
remember the beats I
forensics were
made?
able to uncover the
Think I
entire
will.
discussion just 1 month after the
I
incident.
think I
They spoke
will
in
rate
detail
the
about how the
beats.
crime would be carried out, and it was enough to convict them both, as well as each of the intruders who were linked to the crime via DNA evidence and
Callie
witness
is
testing.
streaming.
They were all found
Callie
guilty of
sensei.
first-degree murder and given a life sentence without the possibility of parole for 25 years. Jennifer Pan is now 34 years of age. She is currently serving her sentence at the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener, Ontario. She will be first eligible for parole in November of 2035.
What about your dad?
He drives a Mercedes and he loves that baby.
Right, she's sitting there, and he loves that baby.
Is that right?
Like what? You thought it was you. You thought you were slick, didn't you, buddy? You thought you were slick. You almost had us. We got you. We got you. Yeah. Yep. We got you. Hey, that was a W video, bro. We gotta watch more of those. All right, hold on. Let me type in chat so you can just send it to me. Yo, that white HBC symbol looks so good, bro.